When on a trip to Seville, you will see a diverse range of highlights, sites, and tourist attractions. Such highlights and landmarks include the sightseeing of the historic city center with Moorish influences, the royal palace Real Alcazar, and the large cathedral with the Giralda Tower. In addition, the famous Plaza de Espana, the green parks, and the delicious tapas make Seville in Andalusia one of the most beautiful cities in Spain. So in this video, we're going to show you the 10 best places to visit and see in Seville. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Number 10. Plaza de Espana. In 1914, Sevillian architect Anabel Gonzalez began designing a series of buildings in preparation for the upcoming 1929 Ibero-American exhibition. Located near the Santa Cruz neighborhood in the Parque de Maria Luisa, the building was constructed for the World's Fair to showcase Spain's role in history, industry, and technology. Among the exhibits housed in the main edifice were manuscripts written by Spanish explorers Columbus and Cortes. The buildings are a rare example of the regionalist revival style of architecture, which is characterized by the use of local materials. Today, the structures serve as government offices. Number 9. Alcazar Real de Sevilla. Still used today by Spain's royal family on state occasions, the Alcazar complex of royal palaces, patios, and gardens has undergone many transformations over its more than 1,000-year history. In the 11th century, Muslim Moors constructed the palace on the site of a 10th century fort, which was converted to a Gothic-style structure in the 13th century. 100 years later, King Pedro hired Moorish craftsmen to rebuild and expand the palace in the Mudéjar style, from the starry design of the domed ceiling in the Salón de Embajadores, Ambassadors Hall, to the delicate arches and plasterwork of the Patio de las Doncellas, Patio of Maidens. The Palacio de Don Pedro is considered one of the top tourist attractions in Seville. Number 8. Seville Cathedral. Built on the site of a grand Almohad mosque, Seville's medieval cathedral was built to demonstrate Seville's power and wealth after the Reconquista. At the time of its completion in the 16th century, it supplanted the Hagia Sophia as the largest cathedral in the world. It's still the third largest church in Europe and the biggest by volume. The mammoth Gothic structure features an altarpiece depicting the life of Jesus that includes more than 1,000 figures covered in gold leaf. The cathedral's artistic treasures include Pedro de Campaña's Descent from the Cross, Francisco de Zurbaran's Santa Teresa, and Bartolomé Esteban Murillo's masterpiece La Inmaculada. Within the church's transept lies the tomb of Christopher Columbus. Number 7. Lascitas de Sevilla. One of Seville's most popular and unusual attractions is the Metropole Parasol, known locally as Lascitas or the Mushrooms, because of the distinctive shape of its vast wooden canopies and supporting pillars. When work started on the mushrooms in 2005, Roman remains were found underneath Plaza Encarnaciones, making construction a lengthy and controversial process. To preserve the extensive remains which can be seen on the lower ground floor, these enormous wooden fungi are supported on just a few elegant white pillars above the square. On the monument's roof, a winding walkway provides stunning views over the city, especially at sunset. Number 6. Torre de Oro. Visible from any of Seville's central bridges in the 13th century watchtower known as the Torre de Oro or the Tower of Gold, it was built by the Almohad rulers of Seville between 1220 and 1221 and has undergone several restorations over the intervening centuries, the most recent of which was in 2005. Nowadays, it houses Seville's small but interesting maritime museum, which explores the importance of the Guadalquivir River and the Atlantic to the Andalusian capital's history. Before moving on, if you're getting any value from this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more travel videos. Number 5. Casa de Palatos. This beautiful 15th to 16th century mansion is one of central Seville's hidden treasures, and its exquisite gardens, though smaller in scale, match anything you'll see in the Alcazar. Begun by the wealthy conquistador and mayor of Andalusia, Pedro Enriquez de Quinons, in the late 1400s, Casa de Palatos is another of Seville's classic Mudéjar structures built around a central courtyard in the traditional Andalusian style. Its name, Pilates House, was bestowed, hopefully with a touch of mockery, after Quinon's son, Fadrique, traveled to Jerusalem in 1519 and returned overflowing with enthusiasm for the Holy Land. The palace's undeniable good looks have earned it a starring role in two films, 1962's Lawrence of Arabia and 2010's Night and Day. Number 4. Iglesia Del Salvador. In Seville, a medieval church was built on top of a former Calpahal mosque, formerly a Roman basilica, which today still has its courtyard with orange trees, Patio de los Naranjos, The main altarpiece and the sacramental chapel stand out, as well as the images of Our Father Jesus of the Passion and Saint Christopher by Juan Martinez Montanes and the Holy Christ of Love by Juan de Mesa from Corbora. However, its 18th century organ and its sacristies, both the upper and lower ones, are also noteworthy. The courtyard of the orange trees of Caliphate origin can be accessed from the Plaza del Salvador or from Cordoba Street. The bell tower can be seen from there, as well as remains of the Roman and Visigoth periods such as arches and columns. In the courtyard, there is access to the funeral chapel of the Pineda family from the 14th century, made in Mudéjar Gothic style, and in the crypt are buried members of the Spanish royal family under the Bourbon Orleans branch. Number 3. Plaza de Toros. The Plaza de Toros de Sevilla is the largest and most important arena for bullfighting in Spain. For example, the largest bullfighting festival in the world is held during the festival week, Feria de Abril. The Oval Arena is located in the El Arenal Harbor District, which was built in the 18th century and can accommodate 13,000 spectators. The Plaza de Toros has a unique Baroque facade dating from 1762 to 1881. In the Plaza de Toros, there is also the Museum of Bullfighting, with, among other things, a hall with paintings about bullfighting. The museum displays all kinds of objects to show the history and evolution of bullfighting and toreros in Spain. Located near the bullfighting arena are several statues of people who were significant in the history of bullfighting, like the toreadors Cura Romero, Manolo Vasquez, and Maria de las Mercedes from the Bourbon Sicily and the mother of King Juan Carlos. Number 2. The Triana District. To get to the Triana District, the easiest way is to cross the Isabel II Bridge to reach the other side of the Guadalquivir River. In the past, this district was home to many satyrs, gypsies, singers, and flamenco dancers, and therefore was a very lively neighborhood. You can start your visit to Triana with a market located just at the end of the bridge. On your right side, take the opportunity to taste or buy some Spanish cheeses or cold cuts. Walking around the neighborhood is also very pleasant. Don't forget to visit a ceramics workshop, the typical art of the district. For a nice stroll along the river, take the Calles Betis and enjoy the beautiful view of the Torre de Oro and Seville city center. It's also a great place to have a drink, as the street is lined with cafes and restaurants. If you like to visit religious buildings, don't miss the Iglesia Santa Ana and the most beautiful in the Triana district. Number 1. Park de Maria Luisa. Seville's main public park, the Park de Maria Luisa, stretches along the river near the center of the city. Most of the park grounds were originally part of the gardens of the Palace of San Telmo and were donated to the city in the late 1800s. Landscape designer Jean-Claude Nicolas Forestier is responsible for the park's present configuration. The park is known for its large population of birds, which includes doves, swans, parrots, and ducks. Statues, ponds, and fountains scattered throughout the park make it a picturesque and pleasant spot in which to relax in the Spanish sun. Like every great city in Europe, Seville has its share of must-see attractions, but the capital of Spain's Andalusia region also boasts that quixotic quality that travelers yearn for the most: atmosphere. While the city's lively mix of Gothic, Mudéjar, Renaissance, and modern architecture is dazzling, it's the lust for life of the Sevillian people that make a trip to Seville so unique and memorable. There's an irresistible vitality in Seville that bathes Spain's fourth largest city with a warm and sunny glow. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. What's your favorite place in Seville? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be back soon with another travel video.